It's early in the morning. Figured I would do a recording, see how well it goes. I found at difficulty 7 cyborgs, a new war started. So I can only choose the cyborgs at the moment. Drank a little coffee, had some hummus. Feeling okay. I didn't sleep too well, but I'm still feeling okay. Difficulty 7 cyborgs, so we're going to need a weapon that can take out the patrols, so I'm going to choose the breaker here. I'm already kind of set up the way I want it to be. We're going to need anti-tank. I'm going to assume the game I'm joining doesn't have enough anti-tank. Recoilless rifle's fine. Maybe I should switch up to the commando. The only thing with the commando is that you'd have to hit the cyborg IFV, the tank, from behind. I'm going to keep everything else. You kind of have to position your commando in a way that the rockets will hit the back of the tank. I do see one player has a recoilless rifle. I'm going to read the situation before I call in my items. So I'm going to help with the objective here. The other player moved in to resume the objective, so that was a good move there. We can also do assisted reload. The other player has a recoilless rifle to support kit. The alarm went off there. Seems the other player doesn't know that I have the support kit on, or they're not aware that we can do assisted reloads.
Stratagem incoming. Engaging target area.
So with the commando, if you get up close to the front of the cyborg tank, the trajectory of the missile will try to still go for the center of the tank, but you'll be too close to it, and the trajectory will actually hit the back of the tank. So it's like 1 or 2 projectiles will actually kill the tank. Get this objective moving. I see another tank top right, so I don't know if he's going to end up using his recoilless on it, or I'm assuming he will, so I'm going to follow him actually to do the assisted reload. Okay, never mind. And actually, just got to take it out. I can reload you, Splinter.
Firing for effect. Over.
Yeah. I can reload you, Spinner. You don't have to reload yourself. Dive on the ground if you're on fire. And I healed up almost instantly from the auto-injector perk that I love to use every game, if I can.
Yardwork, didn't I play with you the other day?
Oh, you could have.
I think I remember the name.
Yeah, not many other people have it.
Helldiver deploying to combat
Always
zone.
watch your character when someone joins the game, because the director will try to land them on your head.
Oh man, you ever
Dropping
had
equipment.
like a random Helldiver just fall off? The worst feeling.
to stop the convoy to
Acknowledged.
allow the player to get their items and get in their exosuit. This guy's gonna bleed out, I gotta pick him up. Keep the convoy moving. Couldn't get that patrol in time. I was kind of hoping that other Helldiver would help me kill them, but it wasn't the case. Possible patrol up top here.
Stand by. Equipment on its way.
I'm gonna let someone else
Deploying defensive assets.
grab that ammo box. I have 2 ammo stratagems, so I might as well share my ammo. Okay. Then we have the extraction bottom right.
Firing for effect.
Reloaded the other guy as quickly as I could.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds. Defense drop incoming.
Space. Oh, the other guy's actually down on the ground. I can't pick him up in time.
Firing for effect. Request acknowledged. Equipment on its way.
Try to reload this guy.
Supplies incoming. Dropping equipment.
I think he's trying to reload himself. He doesn't realize that I reloaded him.
Helldiver
Just standing around with a recoilless rifle. Gonna pick up some ammunition. I had 3 magazines, so I was able to pick up one and not waste any ammo with it.
Hold out. T-minus 30 seconds. Engaging target. T-minus 15 seconds. ETA T-minus 10 seconds. ETA T-minus 5 seconds. Shuttle arriving.
It's very poor timing with the shots there. Wait for your friends to get on. You should be able to get on. So the other player didn't appear to have any awareness with assisted reloads. I had the support kit, so I was able to reload him in about a second compared to him reloading himself in about 5 seconds. So if you're aware of another player having a support kit, always see about doing the assisted reload function. It's very time efficient.
Hellport launch sequence initiated. Crew to stations. I repeat, crew to stations.
Okay, we have an assassination, we have a defense. With the defense, we can do the rail cannon turret. actually think I want to switch to the night. I feel like we're able to handle patrols and kill them in time. I had another player come in because I hit the E key by accident when I was typing.
Dropping equipment. Repeat.
Pretty pleased with the
Dropping
defensive
equipment.
items that I have.
Stand by. Equipment on its
The
way.
knight should be able to clean up
Incoming fire.
light to medium targets pretty quickly. The Hulk can take a lot of rounds from the knight, but I feel like we are able to kill patrols pretty well already with the Justice and the Camper. So I feel better with a one-handed weapon.
Reloading!
Roger that.
Okay,
Reload!
so we have the oil extractor.
Defensive stratagem incoming.
Reload! 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 Grenade! Reloading!
Okay, so the next objective we do have to keep moving would be the capture area, I guess, on the left side, because extraction's bottom right.
Reload!
Defensive equipment inbound.
Static field behind us to keep them back even further. Pretty much stops them from chasing us. It almost sets their move speed to 0. I think they can move like very little, but it's almost set to 0. I'll get the sample for them. I hear dogs on the left side.
Dropping equipment. Defense drop incoming.
Reloading! Throwing grenade! Throwing grenade! Get up! Eliminating! Say hello to democracy!
Now we have the launch pad. So with the rail cannon turret and the anti-personnel barrier, we should have a pretty good defense for it. I should also be able to cast a couple anti-personnel barriers by the time the launch pad goes off.
Reloading!
was hitting that rock when I was trying to kill that patrol unit.
Throwing grenade! Reloading! No! Let's move!
He really doesn't understand that I can reload him.
Reload!
Don't run into lava, because that's bad.
Request acknowledged.
So we're kind of at this weird point where we kind of need the equipment that's on the ground over there, but at the same time we're doing a lot of fighting. Anti-personnel barrier.
Defense drop
Rail cannon
incoming.
turret has to be in a position where it can't shoot the rocket, or at least minimize that probability, because it will kill it in 1 or 2 hits.
Stand by. Helldivers deploying on its way.
Always stare at your character when someone joins the game. Right from behind. My anti-personnel barriers are almost off cooldown.
Defense drop incoming. Request confirmed.
Actually, that tank right there being off its tracks is actually a good thing. We don't want to kill it, because then another one will spawn. Don't kill it.
Engaging target area.
Okay, never mind. So they killed it, so now another one will spawn that actually functions. So you can see in the top left, another tank spawned. So now we have to move to the truth transmitter. Can't leave without his anti-tank stuff.
Request accepted.
I'm out of ammunition. I'm gonna take both here. I was out of ammunition there, so taking both ammo boxes was being completely efficient with either of them, and I did not lose any ammunition in taking them. 1 ammo box is half your maximum number you can carry, so 2 would be all that you can carry.
Defensive stratagem incoming. Dropping equipment.
Sometimes with the one-handed weapons, like I might shoot briefly just to see what my range is, and then I try to hit the enemy with the very end of my range so that they can't set the alarm off. The one-handed weapon actually shoots a little bit longer than the sight of the unit that does the alarm. So you can still shoot them outside of their alarm range.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA T minus 1 minute 30
I
seconds.
do have to get my defensive stuff down.
Supplies incoming. Stratagem incoming. Dropping equipment. Stand by to get equipment on its way. Equipment. Defensive equipment inbound.
The exosuit is almost out of cannon ammunition.
Throwing grenade! Reloading! I'm going to take the freedom!
The exosuit has to be careful of the rail cannon turret because it will kill the suit in one hit.
Defensive stratagem incoming. ETA T-minus 15 deploying defensive assets. T-minus 10 seconds. T-minus 5 seconds. Shuttle dropping equipment.
Throwing grenade! Throwing grenade!
Okay, we should all be able to get on the shuttle.
Shuttle leaving. Deploying for 10 seconds.
So we are actually still having some trouble with assisted reloads. I still don't think the other player knows how it works, but I think I was able to reload them one time when we were defending on the launch pad. I was just following them. I knew they were going to use it on the tank, so I would just follow behind them. As you should if you're doing assisted reloads, you should be following the person that has a recoilless rifle of a commando. When a tank comes out or when some type of armor unit comes out, you kind of have to have a feel for whether or not the player that has a recoilless rifle, the commando, is going to use it at that moment. If you do feel like it would be a good moment for them to shoot, then you would just follow behind them, and then when they do shoot, you're already there for the reload. I'm going to return to the ship and see what else is out there. Okay, there's nothing.
Outboard launch sequence initiated. Crew to stations. I repeat, crew to stations.
So in my head, how would I run this efficiently? Considering time, I would probably do the truth transmitter first. So I can start off in the corner here and just search in the area. There really isn't much area to search. Much of the circle's outside of the mission. So I would start there and then go to the capture area and then do the escort. Makes sense to me. I'll do the Paragon. Paragon and the Avenger. The Avenger's okay, I would say, against the cyborgs. It doesn't affect overlords that I'm aware of. And it does not affect, of course, the cyborg tank, the infantry fighting vehicle. But all other units it does affect. So yeah, I would say like difficulty 6 or under, maybe even 7 or 8, depending if your role is to actually do crowd control. Then the Avenger's a good choice. So I'll do Avenger, I'll do Rail Cannon, Paragon.
Commencing mission.
I like the Paragon because it is burst fire, but on controllers it also responds to the pressure that you put on the trigger. So if I do a very light trigger press, I will do one shot instead of a burst fire. And I think it's the only weapon in the game that does that, where the sensitivity of the trigger matters. I don't think the handgun does that either, though. I can't get one shot off with the handgun. But it's a nice way to save your ammunition. Pick up the sample for no reason, because I'm 50. And while
Equipment
the
on its way.
objective
Wide incoming.
timer is running, I will call in my items. My bayonet missed entirely there. So did that one. The Paragon is also a nice choice against the Cyborgs. It has this slow debuff, so it's good against the dogs. It's good against the Hulk to make it even more slow. It has a bayonet for the dogs, or for any other units that might be in your face.
Reloading! Ow!
Missing all my bayonets.
Reloading!
I just want to reload my gun. Auto-injector's healing me rapidly here. I'm going to be at full health now. I do like the auto-injector perk a lot. I think it's I think it gives me the most benefit for my playstyle, and it's a great defense mechanism against all damage types, whether it's from the enemy or from your friends. Because in many of the games you play, you will find it's you against the enemy against your friends. So you're going to want the auto-injector. It allows you to get up very quickly if you're ever incapacitated, and you have a very fast regen.
Reloading!
A lot of benefits to it. And sometimes the auto-injector saves games. It's the difference between you dying or you living. So I am looking for people to kill. I need to kill 3 more.
Cutting you like the cake. Freedom.
Okay. Now I can extract. I have never used my Avenger yet. But I swear it does work well against the
Extraction
cyborgs.
confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds. Deploying defensive assets. ETA T-minus 1 minute.
I probably shouldn't be using the Avenger against the patrols because it won't kill them in time before they sound the alarm. But it definitely does a lot of damage over time against the cyborgs. It's not very good against the Illuminates because they're mostly mechanical units.
Hold out.
It would only really work against like the hunter, illusionists, the council members,
We don't never sleep.
the guys that cloak. But like the other units, like it's just awkward. I wouldn't
Say hello to democracy.
Minus 15
pick it against the
seconds.
Illuminants.
Freedom.
ETA T minus 10 seconds. ETA T minus 5 seconds. Shuttle arriving.
Reload.
Okay. Rail cannon, very busy. Okay. I'm curious if there's a game going. There isn't. I'll do one more by myself.
Hellport launch sequence initiated. Crew to stations. I repeat, crew to stations.
Okay. So we have artillery, we have the ordnance, we have the SAM site, and we have an assassination target. I hate chasing around the assassination target, so I do actually land on the assassination target often, because I don't want to chase it around the map. Now at the same time, patrols are always around the objectives, right? That's where they're concentrated. So you essentially have a mobile objective with a lot of patrols like within it. So it can be very dangerous. But I often just find myself equipping like a rail cannon strike, and then I end the fight very quickly. Now there is artillery that I have to destroy, but I have a hell bomb for that. The game gives me it. I'll change my weapon to something else. Like the double freedom, maybe? I'll do the double freedom. The double freedom can be a little awkward against the cyborgs, mainly because of the dogs. You can only shoot twice, and then you have to reload. And then sometimes the way that the dogs are aligned when they run at you, especially if they're more aligned in a straight line, it can be difficult to hit all three in 2 shots. So you find yourself reloading when there's one dog left. And then so unless you move your feet real quick and like dodge the incoming dog, you can find yourself on the ground just from one dog on the ground getting bit. Maybe it lunged at you a second time, and then that'll set you up for your ultimate demise. But I'll try out the double freedom just to, I guess, display how well it works against the cyborgs. I guess I could also prevent that from happening with the dogs if I equip the guard dog. So I have one defense item, one that'll take out high armor, high HP units, ammunition for my double freedom, and then the guard dog. Keep me safe while I'm incapacitated from dogs, and
Mission commencing.
I think it's a good combination. And remember, defense items are always a safe choice, because you do have to extract at some point, so you do have to defend that area, keep it safe for extraction. So if you're never sure what to pick a defensive item. It doesn't even have to be the ones that I choose. You can pick any other defensive item that I don't choose. It doesn't, any defensive item. Either that or ammunition. Bring more ammunition if you're not sure what to bring. Bring another defensive item.
Engaging target
There
area.
are options.
Reloading.
So, the assassination target's dead already. The rail cannon strike is very effective. And I will just keep moving to the artillery. kind of like depressing outside, so I won't be playing outside very much. I like to skateboard or do board things outside. So I might actually do a lot of recording.
Equipment on its way.
I went way too close to that unit. You can actually kill the patrol before it sounds the alarm if you just aim for the very edge of the trajectory of the projectile. You can still hit them outside of their alarm range. I'll pick up another ammo box because I don't plan on coming back, so I might as well just grab one. Too close again. Gotta dodge those dogs. They really, really contribute to your doom. Now with the double freedom, what I tend to do when I am in a fight is I tend to shoot once to apply the fire debuff, which is just damage over time. And then I wait a couple seconds for that fire debuff to apply its damage. And then I shoot again to reapply the debuff. So I try to get that extra damage from each shot with the double freedom. If you can dodge the bullets of a Hulk, you can really get up in that belly. All it is a thin cone of bullets, so if you can sidestep the thin cone of bullets,
Stand by. Equipment on its
you
way.
can walk up to the belly and
Dropping equipment.
just shoot him. Just know that when he dies, though, he blows up, so you will die from it, so you still kind of need to keep your distance when he's almost dead.
Helldiver deploying to combat
Always
zone.
stare at your character when someone joins the game so you can move out of the way. He has a railgun.
Dropping equipment. Dropping equipment. Dropping equipment. Repeat. Dropping equipment.
Reload.
I do hear a patrol on the right side. I don't want to hug the edge of this screen, although I have a bad habit of doing that. Because then the patrols could spawn at the edge. I won't see them. They'll sound the alarm. Because I'm so close to them. I do find myself ahead of everyone else when trying to navigate the map. Which isn't a good thing. Patrol to my right, or under me. I guess I killed them in time. A lot of possible spawn points around us. Let's start the shuttle.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
I'm anticipating a Hulk, so I have the rail cannon beacon in my hand.
Engaging target area.
He's got the rumbler set, so I had to run away. I have to be very careful of the rumbler, because it will kill me. I did not call in my turret yet.
Defense drop incoming. ETA, T-minus 30 seconds. Dropping equipment. Defense drop incoming. ETA, T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10 seconds. T-minus 5 seconds.
So I am having trouble killing patrols before they sound the alarm with the double freedom here. The double freedom works very well killing patrols against the bugs. The bugs, each unit within the patrol can sound the alarm. There's 3 of them in a group, but their hit points are incredibly low. So it's pretty easy to kill them all with the double freedom. And the same thing can be said for the Illuminates, the Observers, or the Watchers, depending on what difficulty you're on. They die very easily to the double freedom. It's a little bit more difficult with the cyborgs. The units for the cyborgs that sound the alarm, I believe, are considered medium armored units. I guess I'll keep it going. Hopefully we get more people to join. Or this person's leaving. Maybe I should just stop the recording then. I don't know. Pretty sure I said some good stuff to learn from. I think we're getting value out of it. Should I try 7? Maybe I'll get more people.
Helpboard launch sequence initiated. Crew to stations. I repeat, crew to stations.
So, we have a defense, we have an escort. The geological survey is the defense. Kind of think of it in like my behavior for each objective, not necessarily what the objective is. So the truth transmitter is really a timed event as long as you keep at it. Geological survey is a timed event, but it requires defending, so I'll be defending. The escort, I'll be defending. SAM site. So how would you play this? I guess I would do SAM site first, into patrol, into truth transmitter, and then geological survey. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to need anti-tank, of course. So I should probably have a satchel. Reloading myself doesn't make any sense. It's going to take 5 seconds to do so with a recoilless rifle. I feel like if I have a satchel, that would give me probably like 2 or 3 tank kills. It can be very difficult to kill a tank in one hit with a satchel. You have to throw it pretty accurately behind the tank, but at the same time the tank is moving. So it can be difficult. But if I use a satchel, I really can't cover the geological survey that well. Whereas with the recoilless rifle, I could actually aim for the part of the tank that is furthest from the geological survey so that the survey would be outside the blast radius. So I'm kind of thinking... Well, the E-17 would give me one shot every 60 seconds, because there's 2 that come in the pod. The rail cannon strike is 1 every 60 seconds, so it's about at the same rate. But the rail cannon strike goes off when you throw the beacon, whereas the Eats you can just carry, and then the cooldown would be running. I'm not even going to consider the other ones because the cooldowns are ridiculous. 180, 120, 180, 180. This one's 75, but it's still not something you would use near a geological survey. This is an anti-tank. This is anti-tank, but the AoE is rather big. I don't like them in general. It's a big AoE. And I think Vindicators are the #1 team killer, just because of the activation time being a half second. This is an anti-tank. This won't help me with tanks. 90 seconds. That's 50% longer than the 60-second one. I don't even think it's anti-tank. Although it might be, even though it says it's just explosive, it might be anti-tank. I might have actually seen it. I guess if I were able to throw it behind the tank, it would be useful. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. By the time you guys are probably screaming at the monitor saying pick something. Recoilless rifle's probably a safe bet. I could also bring a recoilless, a rail cannon strike just to be safe. And then I need something to defend the geological survey. I'm not going to trust a rail cannon turret. I'll bring a minigun turret. And I think that's it.
Commencing mission.
Taking my time to decide what I want to bring, what makes sense in my head for the objectives given to me. Obviously from this video and from my previous videos, all the previous videos I've done to try to teach everyone the most efficient and effective way of playing my theories. I'm not an exosuit player, I'm not a really big vehicle person. There's a tank on the right side, I'm not even going to bother approaching it. I'm actually going to back off a bit. I am going to run some ways out of the way so that the tank will be drawn to my beacon.
Supplies incoming.
I don't see any spawn points. Well, I do now. Tank spawned up top, so I'm going to actually run back down. Okay. Well, I disabled the tank.
Reloading.
I'm going to take the time now to reload. A disabled tank can be better than killing the tank. I think I mentioned this already once in the video, this video. But if you can actually just disable a tank and not kill it, and it is not in any threat to you, then I would just leave it alone. Because if you kill it, then another one will respawn that's at full health. So I'm playing around the patrols here. I can see the shadows of another tank spawning, so I know the one that's here is gone. And now I'm out. I do have to go up though, so I can't just dance around different rock formations. I'm kind of at the edge of the map here.
Reload.
Tanks keep spawning. I have to be a little careful of that. Just playing around the patrols. Taking my time. That dog's gonna die from the lava. Close. Way early on my bayonet. But I should regen very quickly. I found the patrol, but I have to be very quick in leading them out.
Reload! Helium scumbag!
Here we go. If I can avoid the tank, I will. I only have one rocket shot before I have to reload for 5 seconds, so kind of in a bind.
Reload!
I can see the shadows of the tank spawning, so I kind of know where they're at. Make sure my shots count. And so I will break away, keeping the building between me and them so they can't see me. Tank top left. I have a truth transmitter here. Ow, no. Actually, I thought he died. If I can just weaken them to the point where they can barely move, then I'm happy.
Dropping equipment.
That might be my doom. Nope. I need ammo. Take both. The heavier units seem to be stuck, so that gave me time to complete the truth transmitter, and I will keep moving. No reason to fight that. No benefit in fighting. Geological survey, so I want to get my defense up first. Away from the oil patch where the survey will land.
Stratagem incoming.
Well, I might be in trouble here. It's going to mark the end of my turret.
Reload!
Now I wonder if I can actually do this now. I'm just going to go for it. I do have a rail cannon strike. The tank is here. So if it can't... that's going to mark the end of the defense. I actually did not think the tank would shoot at the geological survey for some reason. It's also kind of unfair, I shouldn't say unfair, but unlucky that the tank was, not only did it spawn on the geological survey once, but it spawned twice on the geological survey. I have no way of defending myself calling in the shuttle, so I could actually try it anyway. Tank is coming.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Keep myself between the tank and the beacon.
30 seconds.
Auto injector saving me again. Keep myself behind the beacon.
Engaging target area. ETA T minus 1 minute.
Reload!
Equipment on its way.
Reloading!
Helldivers deploying to combat zone. 30 seconds.
Always stare at your character when someone joins the game.
Reloading!
T minus 15 seconds.
Reloading!
Another tank joins immediately after I kill that one.
ETA T minus 10 seconds.
Coming grenade!
ETA T minus 5 seconds.
Reload!
Shuttle arriving.
Helium scumbag!
Okay. That was a bit of a struggle there. I think instead of a turret, what I could have done was just use an emplacement. But then it would have been kind of awkward going from console to emplacement back to console again, but maybe that was the better choice there for that geological survey.
Hellport launch sequence initiated. Crew to station.
Let's see how well this player does. They are level 12, but that doesn't mean that they are not experienced or that they do not have the reasoning skills to do well. Truth transmitter to black box. I think considering there are tanks here, I was thinking about going like a one-handed weapon. Maybe I'll actually do the knight again. The knight for mobility. I don't think I want the minigun anymore. I'll do the emplacement. Actually, I'll do another raw cannon strike. So I'm pretty much going all in on anti-tank here. I didn't really see what the other player brought. I know they were bringing a minigun turret, so I wanted to change mine up. Having two minigun turrets isn't necessary, one's enough. Okay, so he's calling in his
Supplies
equipment.
incoming.
I'll call mine in.
Stand by. Equipment on its way.
Oh, he has actually a laser weapon that'll never kill all the patrol units in time. Oh, his missiles aren't anti-tank yet.
Incoming fire.
So the tank should die. So the only anti-tank we have is what I brought, so good thing I brought a lot of it. 2 rail cannon strikes and a recoilless rifle.
Helldiver deploying to combat zone.
Always stare at your Helldiver when someone joins the game so they don't land on your head.
Reloading! Watch out!
So tank up there.
Reloading!
I don't think I've ever seen someone use the one-handed knight with a laser sight before, when the weapon already shoots straight. You can even shoot a few rounds to see what direction you're aiming at. You don't even need the laser sight. I've never seen that. That's funny. I'm not going to touch the survivors yet, so that the enemy doesn't hurt them, unless, you know, we shoot them, in which case... Survivors should have the auto-injector buff, they should have fast regen, and they are immune to many debuffs.
More super!
Okay. And then we would have to go back up to the SAM site, where we would extract closely afterward.
Equipment on its way. Stand by. Equipment on its way.
Another alarm.
Take the freedom!
Rail cannon strike, so that should die. Used my other rail cannon strike. And then while they both are on cooldown, I will use my recoilless rifle if I have to. Start this objective and then I'll reload. Takes about 5 seconds.
How did I take the freedom?
Messed up that arrow sequence.
Request confirmed.
Have a night, have a dinner?
Trying to help him move the camera so he can pick up his items down there. Now we have to extract. Lava can hurt you if you run into it.
Request confirmed.
I don't want to kill the Hulk while he's trying to spawn out of this pod, because then he will die. I have no ammo left, so I will probably be taking both ammo boxes to be completely efficient with my ammo.
Supplies incoming. Deploying ordnance.
He called in his other resupply pack.
T-1 minute. Firing for effect. Over.
Both of my rail cannon strikes are on cooldown now, so I will use my recoilless rifle if I have to.
Engaging target area.
Throwing grenade!
Doing a lot of strafing and shooting with the one-handed knight here.
Firing for effect. T-minus 10 seconds. T-minus 5 seconds. Shuttle's arriving.
I love the increased movement of a one-handed weapon when you're aiming. It gives you, like, mobility is just a wonderful thing. You can dodge a lot of incoming predictable attacks, and it's very nice. I think we'll keep it going, actually. I don't know how long this recording is. Maybe I'll do one more and then I'll stop it. I know my previous recording was pretty long. It was like 84 minutes or something. So maybe I'll keep this one a little bit shorter. If it hasn't already surpassed 84 minutes. We're on one more mission anyway on this planet, so we will finish it up. Give this guy a minute to apply research points. Hopefully they are upgrading the ones that are important, like the handgun and the ammo and the reinforce. But maybe they're not. So actually in this case a UAV would be good, not for finding samples, but for finding the two objectives that we don't know where they are. But I will not be doing that. I will be perhaps retaining what I have. I noticed the other guys... Okay, so the other player actually has a couple rail cannon strikes as well, so maybe I won't do that. Maybe instead I'll do a couple incendiaries. Is that crazy? Something for defense. I'm gonna do mines instead. Actually, I think I like the idea of incendiaries better. I think the mines have a lower probability of killing my friends, whereas the incendiary bomb does not. The incendiary bomb is much easier to see. We're not really defending anything, although I could use them still for extraction, but even when using them for extraction and then throwing them at the edge of the screen, my friends still somehow find a way to step on a mine and kill themselves. So I'm just feeling like the incendiary bomb in this present moment is a better idea. So my favorite way of using the incendiary bomb, if you don't know already from my previous videos, is to use it in reaction to an alarm, to break up the fight, to break up the spawning of the enemy, to keep them back. Trying to prioritize the units that set off the alarm. So we are at the capture area, so now would be a really nice time to call in our items.
Defensive stratagem incoming. Stand by. Equipment on its way.
Reloading.
Lots of dogs. It's not allowing me to dive on the ground.
Helldiver deploying to combat zone.
And my regen kept me on my feet. Always steer your character when someone joins the game, so you can avoid the pod.
Equipment on its way. Deploying ordnance.
So I disabled the tank, which is good enough for me.
Firing for effect. Incoming fire.
I'm actually going to hide behind this rock formation here. I called in my friend.
Engaging target area.
I did not call in my incendiary bomb because we do have to move to the right.
Incoming fire.
Tank's disabled, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Firing for effect.
Okay, well, the disabled tank is actually still killing my friends.
Confirmed.
We should be able to just move on here.
Incoming fire.
Okay, here's the objective.
Jumping.
So So I'm going to take up a position to defend the objective. Oh, okay. So he walked away from the objective. I will just resume it.
Firing for effect. Over.
Those Vindicator bombs can easily kill a teammate.
Engaging target area. Firing for effect.
Okay.
Firing for effect. Incoming fire. Incoming fire.
Approaching the artillery, so we want to get that going. Hopefully the guys will look for the shells that are lying on the ground. One's on the top right corner of the screen. As soon as the artillery's on step 2,
Engaging target area. Incoming fire.
that Vindicator bomb.
Deploying ordnance.
Holy cow, how many do we have? Pick up an artillery shell. I do hear a tank.
Incoming fire.
Okay.
Deploying ordnance.
I'm gonna throw an incendiary bomb out to keep them back. Looking for anything that looks like a truth transmitter. There it is. Anytime you are searching for an objective in that searchable area, I always recommend running toward the middle first and then spiraling outward. The largest probability of the objective appearing is always in the very middle of the searchable area. Okay, now we have to go bottom right. Tank is on the move here. I'm gonna reload. Hopefully I'll get some cover from the dog.
Incoming fire. Firing for effect.
Gotta watch out for those Vindicator bombs, because they kill your teammates.
Deploying ordnance. Request confirmed.
I don't know,
Firing
what?
for effect.
Why did he do, I don't know why he did that. I'm out of ammo.
Deploying defensive assets.
That turret could have been saved for extraction, but instead it's being called on top of an approaching enemy force.
Request acknowledged.
And we are only 10 footsteps away from extraction.
Engaging target area.
The Vindicator bombs have not really been on target and
Extraction confirmed.
are very close to the teammates.
Standby. Equipment on its way. 1 minute 30 seconds.
Incendiary bomb, ammunition.
Firing for effect. Over. Supplies incoming. Request accepted. Acknowledged. Firing for effect. Engaging target area.
Yep. I have to start reloading as soon as I can. I'm the only one with reliable anti-tank. The Vindicator bombs have been not good.
Firing for effect. Firing for effect. Engaging target area.
They're not even hurting the tank. Their rail cannon strike will kill it though.
All right, down there. Deploying ordnance.
I'm going to keep reloading and shooting tanks.
Incoming fire.
Vindicator bombs. Vindicator bombs.
Confirmed.
Vindicator bombs. Not good. One ammo. Vindicator bombs are so dangerous. I often wonder if they actually damage teammates more often than the enemy. The Vindicator bombs actually do require some level of skill to use, and I don't know why they're so popular. You're talking about a 0.5 activation time on a very large AoE, and I think they are considered explosive. Well, they are explosive, but I don't think they're considered anti-tank. Like, it's not going to kill a tank in the front or the sides. I think it's something you'd have to hit from behind or slightly behind, depending on where your beacon lands and then where the tank moves in that 0.5 seconds. I find them pretty ineffective, awkward, and dangerous to me and the rest of the group. So I guess I'll stop it with that. If you're a player that leans toward using Vindicator bombs, I guess all I ask is that maybe practice by yourself for a while until you are very precise with them. Get a feel for how far your character's arm should move back before throwing it to determine how far it needs to go, and read the situation. But I'll end it here. I'll review the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.